I have you guys set up in the weirdest position. I have clothes on, don't worry. This is my moving vlog, my moving video, slash like I guess a little mini life update as to what is going on right now. So many of you guys would have seen on Instagram, I am currently packing my whole life up and I'm moving. I'm filming this right now and I've pretty much finished, well not finished everything, but most of my stuff is packed up in boxes, and it's just kind of like my furniture and like a few clothes and stuff to like live off for the next 2 weeks is here. I don't even know how to like start explaining this. It's so funny, all you guys, I posted like where do you guys like think I'm moving to, and everyone was guessing either moving in with Josh, you're moving to LA, you're moving to New York, or I'm moving back to Byron. It is none of those. I was like kind of close to moving in with Josh, but then I guess it's a bit of like a story time sitcho. So as you guys know, I don't want to keep dragging on about it, but last year was really hard for me. I was just struggling a lot, dealing with really bad anxiety and just so much stress, and I lost a lot of my happiness. I feel like I lost myself for a really long time there, and it was just like a really hard period to deal with. And I guess I had amazing support, you know, from my mum and my friends, and a lot of my best friends don't live in Sydney. My mum doesn't live in Sydney. I was traveling a lot, and the person I was with the most was Josh, and he pretty much kept me, like, kept my head held up for that whole entire time. And he was just amazing at supporting me through that, but definitely took a lot of a toll on me and has made me weigh up, you know, my happiness and what is important to me. And my happiness is the #1 most important thing to me in my life, and I really missed having that zest that I used to have, and that like energy and that excitement for the world and for life. And I feel like I lost a lot of myself, you know, even just over the past 2 years, because I've just been like hustling with work, and like everything just became such a whirlwind for me, even though so many amazing opportunities were happening and have been happening. I just feel like I lost quite a deeper connection with myself because I was no longer prioritizing my own self-love practices or my own self-development. I just became really consumed with, I have this work, this event, this, I gotta shoot this, I gotta be here doing this, I gotta travel there, while trying to like, you know, enjoy my relationship and enjoying travel and trying to like enjoy my life and keep growing, and like then dealing with anxiety for the first time, etc. So everything was just a big mess. What I started to realize towards the end of the year and towards the start of this year, every time I would leave Sydney and I'd travel somewhere, even if I was like feeling anxious before I left, and then I'd go and I'd be kind of okay while traveling, like a little bit anxious, kind of okay, I would always come back to Sydney and immediately feel like there was someone like stepping on my throat. Like the anxiety would just come back really badly, and it was just like panic and stress. And because I feel like when I come back to Sydney, I'm just immediately like work, like my brain just goes into like, this is where you work, everything, like since you're home now, you need to get straight back into a routine, you need to be doing this and this, like what are you doing, like you can't be slacking off. Like I get really harsh on myself, and the energy here is quite fast paced. And yeah, so I feel like I got back from doing my big month away in New York, Milan and Paris. I had the same thing. I was really excited to come home, but then I was greeted with crippling anxiety. Even though when I was away doing all the work stuff, I was like relatively fine. The anxiety like left me alone. I had a bit of panic around like some stuff, but nowhere near as bad as it had been. And then I came home and it was just like, hello, like I'm back. And I was like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Like I need to find a solution immediately. Like something big needs to change. And I had been feeling like there was a big change about to happen in my life, and I just couldn't figure out what it was. And I'd been wanting to move out of this apartment for a while because I love changing up where I live. Like I wanted new energy. I wanted to like create new habits and form a new space to get re-inspired. So I knew I wanted to do that, but I kept looking for new apartments. Nothing was really coming up that I loved. Everything in Sydney is so fucking expensive. Like for what I was wanting to like kind of upgrade, I just couldn't justify paying that amount of money for like a fucking 2-bedroom place, you know. It's like crazy. If you live in Sydney, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not even gonna go into prices. And I'm already paying a lot of money here, and I don't have a roommate. Like, I'm paying it all myself, which is fine. But I was just like, I can't really like justify paying any more than what I'm paying here. Like, besides, like, you know, I don't know. You don't really get anything that much better. But I really wanted to upsize just because I wanted to like create more of like, I have an office and I still have a spare bedroom, so I definitely wanted to get something with 3 bedrooms. I mean, I love this unit so much. This unit, I'll get emotional. Like this, I don't know. Ugh. It's so weird because I'm just at such a confusing point in my life. Like, I'm really excited, but I am like terrified because I never thought I would like probably leave Sydney. So yeah, I just knew something really big had to change. I was speaking to Yaz on the phone. I'd been home for like 3 days or 2 days or something. And I was like, honestly, something needs to change. Like, I just want to be by the beach. I just want to come to the Gold Coast and chill for a bit. And I was like, all I could think about when I was traveling was I kept hearing in my head like Gold Coast, Gold Coast, Gold Coast. Like, just wanting to be in my mum's house, like going to the beach, riding around on bikes, like still getting work done, but just fucking chilling and like not feeling that like stress that I had to be doing stuff all the time. So Yaz was like, well, why don't you just move to the Gold Coast? And I was like, no, I can't. Like, my whole life's here, work's here. And she was like, you can always move back. Like, it's not a big deal. And what's crazy to me is that I'd formed these like restraints in my head that believed that for me to be successful, or for me to like the only option for me was to be here, because that I had aspired to come here and I worked hard to get here, and then it almost felt like failure to me to be like going away, which is just fucking crazy. So once I realized you actually are free, you have the freedom to get up and go wherever you want, whenever you want. Obviously it's a little bit inconvenient having to like, you know, break your lease and pack up and move and find a new place and blah blah blah. For me, it just felt like the right option. Like, my heart for once was like, yes, Cartia, that is a good choice. Obviously, besides the fact that my boyfriend lives here, and that was the next thing I had to try and battle. But I guess, you know, Josh and I have spoken, and his lease in Sydney, he lives down the road from me. His lease in Sydney ends in like 2 months or less then. So, like, you know, he's gonna write out his lease and we'll figure out, like, we're really both just like, the fuck's going on? So yeah, I've decided that for my happiness, for my like just getting back to myself fully, I need to just be where my heart needs me to be, and I'm trusting this is the right choice. Like, it's like terrifying because it's just confusing. Like, I remember when I lived in Byron, I packed up my car and I drove to Sydney 2 years ago, and I got this place, and at that point in my life, like, I wanted to hustle and like I needed to like get further in my career. And I look back now and I'm like, I can happily say like I'm proud of myself for what I've achieved in those 2 years, or 2.5 years now here. But I think the hardest thing was admitting to myself that I actually I didn't want to cry. I didn't even think I'd get this emotional, but I just kind of had to admit to myself that I needed to get away for a bit and, you know, have some extra support from my family and be closer with, like, you know, my friends up there, and just be in a more calming, relaxing lifestyle, just so I can kind of like just fully feel satisfied and at peace again with myself. It is really scary and sad to be leaving Josh, but we're gonna be just doing like distance, literally just speaking all over the place, because I don't actually have a plan. Like, I'm so confused about what's going on. I'm just like, I know I have to just do this. So I just said to mum, like, I'm gonna message the real estate, let's just like pack up this unit. So mum came yesterday and we just, yeah, we started packing stuff up. We literally got everything packed up in 2 days. And now I'm just like planning for Coachella, and I'm kind of just like terrified, but also really excited because I'm actually being completely present. I'm letting myself just like free fall for a bit, which I needed. I feel like I needed to feel like I had freedom again, which I feel like I've just felt really trapped for so long. But yeah, this all sounds so negative, but like I'm actually really excited, and I think like really great things will come from this. Like I can get more creative again. I can focus on these projects that I've been wanting to do. To mention, Frankie is on the Gold Coast. But yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna move there for. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't have a house or a unit yet. So what my plan is like the day before I go to Coachella, I'm just getting a removalist to come and drive all my furniture and all my possessions to the Gold Coast. My mum has like a big garage, like storage kind of area thing in her house. So I'm just gonna store everything in there for the meantime. I don't know, and then go to Coachella, stay with Josh. Yeah, when I eventually get to the Gold Coast, we'll get back there, I'm just gonna live with mum for a little bit. Until I guess I find a unit or a house that I absolutely love and I can be ready to settle into. It's literally what the plan is at the moment. Like I am not sure. Everything could change, which is terrifying but also very exciting. But that is the gist of what's going on. But I go to Europe for all of July as well, so I mean half of me is like, do I just like stay in my mum's house for a few months and bop around a bit or like get a place and then go to Europe, or I don't know. And like Josh and I are trying to figure out like, well, he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. Like his lease is up in May, and we're so shitty at being apart that we just, I don't know if we could last being apart from each other for that long. So I'm sure we'll figure out how we can like, or where we want to go, what we want to do, or if we want to move in at that point together, then we'll, I don't know. We're both just like very open to anything right now. But yeah, it's sad like because we already spend so much time apart because of like our traveling schedules, and I definitely was a really like hard choice to come to because I don't want to like, you know, put any more distance in between us. But I definitely trust that this is all happening for the right reasons, and I know we can literally figure anything out. So I'm not stressing about that side of stuff. I'm just like trying to go with the flow. I've just been babbling so much, oh my god. Anyways, that is my very emotional update on my moving situation. I'll keep you guys posted on more as it all happens, but I'm excited. Really great things are gonna happen, and I can't wait to keep you guys posted on this journey. Big love to my mum. She is a queen. I wouldn't have been able to do this without her. And to all my friends, and to all you guys, I just love you. Everyone's been so supportive of my choice, which has just been amazing. So yeah, it feels right. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to doing some work and cleaning up in here a bit more. I will chat to you guys later. Mwah.